All right, today I'm going to do a little short video here about upgrading my Remington 770 and 308 Winchester. I did a bunch of horse trading and swapping and came into this gun a while back. I have almost no money into it. Normally, if somebody would ask me about one of these, I would say stay away from the gun, save your money, get a Remington 700 series, a BDL or ADL. Or, if you want to get a cheap gun, I think there's a Savage and model that everybody likes that's kind of comparable to this gun. They say it's a much better gun for about the same amount of money. These, as I understand, were around $350 new with a scope, okay? And the scope, there's some major complaints about these. I think that they're a little overblown. You're buying a bargain basement Remington 700 series gun. You just can't expect to spend, I think they were $350 range, and get a gun ready to hunt out of the box, bore-sighted, with a 3x9 scope. I think they were 3x9s for, that kind of money, so people with beer budgets and champagne taste, this is probably a viable option. I mean, if you want a halfway decent gun for not much money, I see why they sold a lot of these. They sold quite a few of these. I think they stopped making it in 2019, but not before they sold truckloads of these things, right? People thought they were getting a Remington 700, and it's yes and no, right? So one thing is the barrel's pressed in. People don't like that. I'm like, well, you're probably never going to wear this barrel out, and if you want to change the caliber, just find that caliber. These are readily available. The bolt retention mechanism here, people say those fail and the bolt comes out, which mine had that problem. I found out that what's going on with it is the actual retention pin kind of shears off and rounds off, and then it won't retain the bolt. And I think mainly it's people get excited and they're racking that bolt real quick, and it batters this little pin here. And as you can see, the results are it gets that front edge there kind of rounded off, and this one's actually looks like it's got a chip out of it. And also the retaining spring gets weak. So here it is all here. I've replaced it. I think it was around on the order of $15 to replace that. And that's just going to probably be part of my regular maintenance, is every once in a while I'm going to replace these two little parts. It takes 5 minutes to do. The scope, yeah, people really didn't like the scopes in these. And again, it's almost a freebie thrown in with the gun. And it probably was horrible. I won't try to debate that. But mine already had the scope upgraded to a lower level Redfield. It's got pretty good glass in it, and I've shot the gun with this scope and no problems. In fact, I will say this right now, these things are shooters from what I can see. I shoot MOA with it, maybe even a little under, right? So the gun shoots plenty good if you are doing your part. So I don't see a big issue with that. And what was some of the other things? Oh, the rest of it seems centered around the cheap plastic stocks, which all of them have these kinds of problems. But people are breaking the trigger guards. They don't like the shape of the trigger guard. There's no way to change it. Your ring swivels up here are molded in. They break and kind of renders the gun unable to install a sling. I am eliminating all of that and the ugliness of it, and I'm putting on a Boyds outdoor hardwood gunstocks, right? Putting on one of those, and I've got the Platinum in zombie green. That's people are like, well, you're getting rid of one ugly stock and you're putting on another. These are very polarizing, you know, so people either love this color or they hate it. There's nothing in between. I happen to like it, so I got that color. And with all the upgrades that I had to do to it, I shortened the length of pull. The zombie green was a little extra. What else? I got a metal trigger guard. They give you the hardware. I say hardware loosely. This is actually plastic. You know what I mean? So I'm not putting that on my gun. I'm trying to get rid of the plastic trigger housing. That goes in the garbage. And I actually bought a metal trigger guard from Boyds. Everything else came with it to install it, so it's all ready to go. And I got some sling swivels dug out of my parts stash, and so I'm going to be installing a old school military style sling on it. And I think I'll end up with a pretty good little bang around hunting rifle here in Northwest Montana. 308 Winchester, plenty good for the game around here, unless you run into a grizzly bear. Yeah, I'll get this on here and then I'll show the finished result. All right, got the swap complete. Got this Boyds Platinum in zombie green stock installed. It was totally a drop-in experience for me. Boyds mentions that you might anticipate having to do some minor sanding and dremeling and fitting. I didn't have to do any of that. It literally dropped in. I was done in 15 minutes, so very happy about that. I guess I got lucky. And the fit and finish of it, everything, I'm very satisfied with it. Their service, all of that. Very good experience dealing with Boyds. They beat their estimate on delivery. So all in all, thumbs up to Boyds. Love the classic styling of this Platinum series, by the way. They've got many other stock styles that'll fit this gun, so check them out on their website. I am not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. Just to put that out there. I bought this with my money. Some of the other problems, all the plastic problems with the plastic, the trigger guard, and the sling attachments being built in, that kind of all goes away when you switch to a wooden stock. The bolt being sticky and gritty, binding, I've never had an issue like that. That I think has to do with the action wearing in and the surfaces breaking the sharp edges and the mating surfaces smoothing out. Keep it well lubed. You shouldn't have any problem. I'll demo the action here real quick. The mag issue. People report that their mags come apart at the most inopportune time. And from my research, it has to do with people disassembling these, and you have to depress this tab in. And it's spring steel, but they get a little aggressive and bend that inward just slightly, and that causes the base plate to be loose and it can come apart. So be mindful of that. That's kind of user error. And the other thing is the ammo sensitivity of this gun and jam cases. When I bought the gun or traded for the gun, when I got it from the guy, he did mention that if you want 100% reliability, stick with Remington ammo. I'm shooting 150 grain core locks, about 60 rounds, no problems. He said that it likes Remington. It doesn't like, I'm going to say Winchester. It's maybe not Winchester, but he said the neck profile is different. So the chamber's set up to accept this neck profile on this Remington. And he compared Winchester with it, and he said it was slightly different. And he ended up with a stuck brass or hard to extract brass. Stay away from thin wall brass, non-reloadable brass, steel cased ammunition, cheap ammunition, right? Audition all your ammo ahead of time before you're out in the field, and make sure it functions and you don't get a expanded brass in there stuck and ruin your trip. So next I'll be kind of demoing this action. I'll show me cycling it. You can see how smooth it is. The bolt stop thing seems to be fixed. And I'll give you my final thoughts on this package that I built up here. All right, so here's the bolt operation. I'm slamming it back pretty hard. The retention, it is not coming out. I have had it come out. I can feel that it's a lot tighter after I did that part replacement on the bolt stop. The sticking bolt issue that people talk about, I think that's more of a wear-in and lubrication issue. This gun's been shot a lot, so the bolt is pretty darn smooth. I think the 770, it's got a bad rap, and a lot of that's deserved, but if you have one and you want to try to salvage it, then I think one of these Boyds stocks is a good way to go. It was easy to convert. Everything fits seamlessly on mine anyway. Didn't have to do any dremeling or anything like that. It just dropped in. It's a very, very quick way to upgrade it. As of this point, I probably have about 350-ish into this gun, and it's got a decent scope on it now. I think if you have one minimum and you're having issues with the bolt, stop, get those parts replaced. That's about a $15 fix. Get yourself a better scope on there, and you know, if you can live with the plastic stock, then fine. But if you want to make it just a nicer gun to own, a little bit more pride of ownership, then again, one of these Boyds stocks is maybe in your future. This is the Platinum series. It's just a name, it's not an upgraded stock, but it's pretty much a base model, but I like it because it's very classically styled, and you know, they've got multiple color selections, I believe 20. You could just go for a walnut stock and get a much more traditional look if the bright colors aren't your thing. Yeah. If you got 400 bucks or so to spend, I would recommend you forego a 770 and get right into a 700 ADL or BDL and call it good. But if you have a 770 and you know, you're not going to get anything for it. I mean, they're literally just a couple $100 on the used market. You might think about just upgrading what you have. And the money that I have into, if anything were to happen to this gun, if I had to drop it running from a grizzly bear, we have a lot of grizzly here. We have the highest density of grizzly bear in the lower 48, even more than Yellowstone, where I live. And I've seen grizzly. We have a big blonde sow that walks through our property every year. A couple of times I'll see her, and yeah, Montana. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and hopefully if you have a 770, this gave you a little bit of food for thought. And I think that it's a pretty good gun. I mean, it's nothing you're going to hand down to your grandchildren, but it's definitely a workable gun, and they shoot good. So I'll probably do a follow-up video when I get some time. I'll take it out to the range again and get everything re-sighted back in, because the new stock, you know, the way you grip it and your cheek weld, it shifts everything. So I'll probably have to sight this in again. But anyway, great. Thanks again for watching.